Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is not going to be that long of a live as usual. But I did want it to come on before we get into the energies of the full moon in Capricorn, which would be 4:36 Eastern Standard Time PM or 3:36 Central, which is also where that 36 was coming from that we was picking up on yesterday so much. It's the minute that the full moon opposition would be occurring as far as mañana, the 10th, okay? So, the next live that we do is sort of, it may appear as a workshop because it's going to be a lot of information with the full moon energies of Capricorn, the new 36-year cycle, which is the conjunction between Saturn and Neptune, which is a rare conjunction that occurs every 36 years. What else do we have? Saturn retrograde. So it's going to be quite a bit of information, and right now I don't want to rush through that, so we'll make the time for that on the next live. So we're looking at possibly what, Friday evening, Saturn day. Okay, that might be best for Saturn day energy so we can really get in there. But right now, what I the plan is, because I don't want anything, as we are here already. Where we at? Mars hour? For how long? For about another hour. What's going on? What's going on? I'm looking to see. How do we want to do this? Oh, that TA ain't playing with me or the ancestors. Shit. Okay. All right. So full moon in Capricorn is at 18 degrees, which is a Virgo degree. That is occurring tomorrow, as I said, 3:36 Central Standard Time, 4:36 Eastern Standard Time. As we already know, if you don't know, Capricorn ruled by Saturn. Okay. Governs time, structure, karmic inheritance, authority, and societal systems. Now, this full moon is illuminating where we are still holding on to outdated systems, roles, and timelines. Okay. This full moon is asking what soul architecture you're being called to dismantle in order to receive the next frequency. You can look at this as the conjunction between Neptune and Saturn as far as the next frequency, which is February 20th, 2026, which is when that conjunction is exact between Saturn and Neptune. So this full moon is basically bringing in a pressure seal when it comes to any outdated systems that won't allow you to step into this next frequency, once again occurring around that time of February. For some of you, it may happen sooner because of what it is that you're closing out and the choices you're making to close these cycles out. The choice you're making to close these cycles out. Okay. So at 18 degrees with the full moon is also connected to themes of inner resilience, ancestral wisdom, and the sober gaze of spiritual adulthood. This full moon is going to be highlighting the pressure points between vision, Neptune, and embodied structure, Saturn. Okay. So basically, anything that has been unprocessed, it's sort of a force that's happening with this full moon, whether the situation is karmic, psychological, or ancestral, to collapse into choice. So basically a final editing moment of old code. So you can look at this as the final draft. This full moon in Capricorn that we're approaching mañana, tomorrow. It's an activation of time release gates that will open with Saturn Neptune conjunction. Again, that is February 20th. So it's giving you quite a bit of time, Saturn is, to get your shit together, basically. Okay. So what's spiritually useful, you'll be guided to connect deeper with. And what's considered dead weight, obviously, you're being called to release that. This is a time of lineage karma that must be cleared for the soul's divine structure, architecture to rise. So the question you want to ask yourself with this full moon, before the full moon, so this would be great to do tonight. Where have you been following the blueprint of fear? Where have you been following the blueprint of fear? And again, fear blocks the root chakra, which is governed by the ruler of Capricorn, Saturn. Okay. You could even go deeper into what came up for you that invoked that fear between 0 and 7. Okay. The next question is, where are you mistaking discipline for devotion? Where are you mistaking discipline for devotion? The third question you want to ask yourself before this full moon gets to its exact point at 18 degrees. What inner authority are you ready to reclaim? Okay. So yeah. What inner authority are you ready to reclaim? It's so much I want to do, I desire to do right now. But I don't want to rush through this. That could also be significant in terms of if you feel that you have to rush to do something, you don't know, you don't have to. Get in that stillness so you can make the best decision for yourself. Now, for some reason, this is also connected to a mundane activity, such as when you're shopping for groceries. Get into an energy of stillness, as well as when you're not so hungry. So that way you're not shopping for things that you are basically not necessary. So that way when you are prepared, you can attain that which is essential and not just getting things because you feel as though you may need it later on, aka lacking, placing lack into one's energetic space. There's so many ways that you can go about clearing out that mindset of lack just through the mundane activities. And better yet, with this full moon in Capricorn at 18 degrees, which is a Virgo degree, it also connects to that type of energy as well. Are you utilizing your energy and time wisely? And not rushing to do things because you may feel as though you have to do this now. Another thing about that is if you are finding yourself in so many situations where you have to do this now, then that's literally letting you know that you're doing so much that is out of alignment when it comes to your inner compass and inner authority. Okay, the more you are in the energy of inner authority, the better it is for you to make decisions based on what you want to invest your time into and not having to rush. So, which is basically the way this energy is panning out as I'm delivering this message, because it's not necessarily that we're going to be doing the full moon in Capricorn message. This is more so preparation for that. So once that lunation happens, we'll go deeper into what you can actually embody, attain, and it doesn't feel overwhelming. Okay, because it feels as though the information that it would feel as though it's rushing it through now, it's because it would be best after the cleaning up is done before the full moon lunation at 3:36 Central, 4:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, 13:33. So this is just more of a, an energy update, check in, tap in real quick. Not even quick, just to tap in with the collective as we're approaching the full moon. See what messages of guidance are coming through to assist you further. Now, if you are, I'll just keep that. Never mind that. What is this about? Let me see this. High Priest, okay. Shift your perception, High Priest, and the Air Guardian shows up. But let me put these back. Show me what's going on here. Excuse me. $808. There's a lot that seems as though it's going through a sort of collapse or breaking down in order for you to build from your soul. Most are, have been in positions to build from ego, external applause, recognition, and reward. Not so much doing it from the soul. So there's a lot of demolition that's happening. Yeah. It's as though a building has been knocked down, but before you can build something new, you have to make sure all the debris is cleared out. That's what this energy is right now, approaching the full moon. Probably be on here for another, what, 15, 20 minutes for real, for real. This is some strong threshold in between the worlds type of vibes. Emotions, 12. Okay, completion of a cycles of emotions here. What's going on subconsciously? The golden crown, 14. 12 of 14. The process of alchemy led into gold through one's emotions. Yeah, whatever's not aligning with your core truth, you're recognizing it's not your mountain to climb, or if you haven't recognized that, that's the energy that you may feel that may have you a bit scattered right now. Because you're being prepared to lead from presence, not from performance. Especially Aries. Something here regarding one's identity. Okay. Self-worth shows up. Emotions, self-worth. Okay. See where this is going. All right. So Pisces, Gemini energy with 12 and 27. Wow, you're really recognizing here, or you're being guided to recognize that a lot of the thought patterns that you've had are not your own, and you may feel tied to it as a sense of protection, but it's a wall, not a boundary. 812 is again showing up, which is 7 of Wands. Let me see. Yeah, there's a massive completion here of a soul cycle. A lot of warnings. It could even be soul cycle itself, which is next to, it's partnered up with equinox, or you usually see that next to equinox. Spring, fall, equinox could be of significance too. Yeah, Aries showing up again. So one's identity. It's coming through as recently being okay with doing what's uncomfortable. This could be saying no where you would normally say yes. Feeling some type of way about speaking your truth when your intent wasn't to hurt anyone. It's just your truth, and the way you expressed it even exudes more of a truth and not the intent to hurt someone. But whomever you may have expressed yourself to is in a different dimension or paradigm where anything anyone says is hurtful. But you may have taken that load on, and finally being able to release it. 2022 could be significant. These past 2 to 3 years, a significant change in a dynamic because of you standing your ground. 812, that's 7 of Wands, standing your ground. Whoa. The Moon card in reverse. Shit. The way I'm picking up on this energy is as though something has been revealed to you that you may have people around you that would never expect this to be revealed. It's on some taking it to the grave, but it's been revealed to you through your dreams. Yeah, 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 yeah. Somebody could be of Jamaican descent. Traffic blocking. The reason for the path being blocked has been revealed. Some sort of family secret with the Moon card. Also, family and spiritual secret. Something having to do with family and spirituality. This could be a misuse of spiritual tools or divination. Now, it's also coming through here because you see with this self-worth card, her mouth is covered, but the mind's eye is lit. So there's a clear inner knowing. The revelation has been clear, has come through clearly. This is also a message here about someone having some sort of premonition or prophetic dream. Not all of you, but there's someone who has had a dream. You don't recall it. The experience in your physical reality feels as though it's deja vu. But it's more so connected to a dream you had 2 or 3 nights before that occurrence. Now, the energy I just picked up on by saying that, that's the reason why I'm even on live right now. That message in itself. Breathe, baby, breathe and just release it. Because it's a revelation someone has had as to the root of the blockage. Self-expression. Eight, 18. It's taking a lot of strength for you not to say something. It's taking a lot of strength for you not to say something. What's surrounding this collective here? What's surrounding collective here? I'll pull these in a minute. What's surrounding collective right now? I just heard final payment of a spiritual debt. Homo luminous. I am light reflecting in the world around me. Something about a trickster spirit is coming through though. But Mercury, it's Mercury. There's a binary code. Seeing a binary code. 14 is significant. Age 14. Did not even know that shit was down there. Naughty, but there it goes. I laugh out loud. Because you see me looking this way this entire time. I'm not even looking at. The only one I'm looking at was this when I placed this down. But you can sense it. So. There's something you wasn't supposed to see or experience within your senses that you did, and that's all that matters for the shift to happen. Awareness of something. It's as if, because the way that was read, I am light reflecting in the world around me, it came through as a riddle. It really did come through as a riddle. 822, the energy of it. King of Swords, Aquarius. It's something about not expecting you to shit, because if you're over here, and I see why. Energetically, you're causing this a major disruption that dissolves this energy, and it feels as though it's so fine-tuned that your awareness is a shock to this energy. Because it's not coming through as a person, it's coming through as an energy that can shapeshift, that can travel through whatever and be in your environment to cause some type of disturbance or delirium. where it activates your truth to rewrite itself. Which now literally burns the old to nothing. The Wheel of Fortune. 10. Destiny and fate is on your side. The opportunity to align with the dharmic path. The reward from the lessons. So this would literally cancel out and dissolve any type of survival programming. Turning the light on, becoming aware of what's going on. Just the awareness alone. Just the awareness alone, so it's not placing you in this space of self-sabotage where you recognize, oh, you're not even stuck. It's an illusion to be stuck, for real. So go back to the questions, okay? Because we'll pick up on these questions Friday, on Saturday, when we dive into more of the astrology and for each sign. But these questions: where have you been following the blueprint of fear? Where are you mistaking discipline for devotion? And what inner authority are you ready to reclaim? What is this spirit doing? This could be work, something you do for work. Or recognizing why you're in the current position or career path as a stepping stone to your purpose. And no longer complaining about where you're at, but more so utilizing it as a tool to exercise discipline, at least. Ra. I am on fire. Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. Dark mysteries. Enter the chamber of the dark goddess, Sedna. It's in Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. Okay. Who guides the inner child who is told to quiet their dreams? Sedna breathes life into voices that were drowned in shame or gaslighted out of memory. Yeah. And you've redeemed a particular memory. In doing so, you can now name or handle what that situation is, so it's not sitting within you subconsciously. The questions again? Sure. I'll put them in the community tab so that you'll have it there. I'll make sure to put those up there. And this is not even anything that's, out there per se. It's just remembering the order of events to something that allows you to reclaim your memory. Because that happens where it is until a situation that is connected to the frequency and vibration of the first initial experience of, let's say, some sort of trauma. And the way the human psyche can hide that, it's that's magical in itself. The way one can program the psyche to protect oneself to the point they forget it instead of healing, not running from it, not sweeping it under the rug and feeling as though, okay, it's fine now. You don't have to think about it. But the way these alignments and these cosmos is set up could be something significant. About a year ago, it was just 365 on the thing. Where something occurs and it brings it all back up, which is perfectly fine. That's truly what is going to allow you to connect to your desires, because you have to clean something else out before you can begin to build something new. Okay? Yeah, mysteries revealed in the eyes of Isis. You got the High Priestess and Miracle of Isis here. Miraculous healing of the goddess and mysteries revealed in the eyes of Isis. Remember, the eyes is an extension of the brain. So if there's some part of the psyche that was literally shut off to an experience, that can literally block you from, let's say, being a millionaire to a billionaire. I was recently gifted the book, The Body Keeps Score. You know what this is similar to as well? The text on water carries memory, which is why prior to the full moon, so let's say between now, it's the 36th minute of the hour. So either 3:36 if you're Central, 4:36 if you're Eastern, Pacific Standard Time. What is that, 1:36? 3 hours before that. Really take note of what's coming up and release it. Okay? Just release it. It's not gonna be any use to you to hold on to whatever it is that's keeping you in this space where you want to defend yourself. I get it. People do some fucked up shit. However, one can fuck up themselves even more by holding on to that experience, especially in situations where you don't even have the energy or the person around you physically anymore. Now, another side to that as well is you may feel that you have completely, cleansed yourself from a particular energy of the past. But when you enter, let's say, a new relationship, if you are finding yourself in this state of moving as though, or protecting yourself or defending yourself so the situation doesn't occur the way it did in the last one, you're still holding on to that past energy. Because all that's going to do is bring it into this current situation that you're in. And it don't take long before that happens. The moment you begin to perceive that in your mind, you begin to send out the signals in the universe, and it's already happening. It's just a matter of time for it to crystallize and show up in your reality the way you perceived it. Okay? Okay. I'm gonna come back to the questions now, but I'm still gonna post it. I'm still gonna post it. I got you. Where have you been following? Where have you been following the blueprint of fear? I wonder if I could just put this in the chat, if it allows me to. It should. Should have enough space for it. Let me post it right now. Let's just get to it. And I'll edit it later. Okay, it's up there. And here. In the chat. I wonder if it'll... It's not too much? No, it's not. Do you see it there? Yeah. There you go. There go the questions right there. I'm glad that worked out perfectly. All right. Well, there you have it. There are your questions. Not 21 of them, but there they are. So yes, okay. All right, let's see, love. Let's see. The Chariot of Ascension, spiritual work of the higher initiate, which is why I said just being here on this channel is all it takes for whatever tries, which is an insult to doing, to come for you as you are evolving. I was on TikTok live the other lucid moment, and someone asked, how do you know you're ready? And that question has been coming up quite a bit. The moment you come across this type of energy, well, you're ready. Ready for what? For the changes. What is, what you're ready to release. This is not going to show up in your algorithm just by chance or coincidence, because there are none. And I say that often so you can begin to, or continue to, hold yourself accountable for what it is that you are energetically calling into your algorithm based on the choices you make. That's one of the major upsides of technology and social media. It shows you where you're at energetically. And for others of you, it shows you where you're at, and it shows you what your assignment is too. Where you may encounter situations where you are here to bring balance, and these moments arise, which means that, let's say if it's something that you know what I'm saying, you really don't rock with, but that is a moment for you to bring balance into a situation through your presence or through the truth that you express, or both, without taking that scenario personal, where you see it more as, oh, this showed up because now you're in a position where you have matured or you have a lot more wisdom, and these situations come across to you as an advocate of source, as an advocate of the Most High, to bring balance to it just through your presence. Or if there's an opportunity where you 44, 55, where you are expressing yourself or speaking, even more so, just by being in the most authentic version of yourself, not even having to argue. It's just being you. And if it exposes situations that you enter into, it just exposes it. That's also this too, with the moon card in reverse and the self-expression card. Your individuality, your assertiveness, even through your without you saying anything, your presence alone is loud. especially with the Chariot of Ascension. All right, I'm almost off of here. Your soul wishes to travel more freely between the dimensions of higher reality. This is to allow for conscious spirit communication, the free flow of soul light into the physical body, and the joining of divine harmony of heaven and earth. Yeah, I am light reflecting in the world around me. Literally the same type of energy. And that charges it up too. Metatron's cube. That charges up the Merkaba. The Merkaba, or Merkaba, Chariot of Ascension and Soul Fire, is the spiritual gift to attain these divine purposes now, available to you as a higher initiate. There are times when the soul becomes ambitious and wishes to live its entire light in conscious oneness with all expressions of its being, including the physical body. It may wish to do so simply because it is the nature of all beings to eventually realize themselves as divine, or because it requires specific new skills to be available to the human expression in the physical body so it can continue with its divine purpose. Those skills might be channeling divine energy or consciousness for healing, traveling easily between the worlds for conscious spirit communication, gaining greater artistic or creative ability because it feels wonderful to create, or any number of other purposes. This oracle brings you the guidance that a special spiritual practice has come or is soon coming to your attention that will help your soul reach you more fully. This is on page 33 of that. It will be an advanced practice, and it will serve you well at this time in your journey to reach the higher levels of capacity and spiritual responsibility that are available to you as a high initiate. Peace to you, beloved. Your spiritual work on this planet is greatly supported. The Chariot of Ascension Oracle also offers you a particular sacred teaching from the Priestess of High Initiates, Lady Isis or Aset. This is the practice of the Merkaba, soul vehicle or Chariot of Ascension. This vehicle is an energetic structure of sacred geometry that strengthens and protects you, allowing for your consciousness to travel instantaneously and freely between dimensions and realities without compromising your vibration or damaging your energy bodies. The Merkaba is a vehicle of great strength and power and is best used with a heart dedicated in unconditional love and service. It can be used to travel on the inner planes to stars and temples for higher guidance in an instant, as well as to connect with other souls on the other inner planes at various levels of evolution. It is recommended that such a practice only be used with permission granted from the soul in question and from a place of love and intention to be of healing service. The Merkaba allows you to travel without the usual restraints upon your energy field, but as any other powerful practice, there is a wise caution. You will travel and experience what is in your heart, which is why your foundation got to be solid. And your foundation, when you're speaking of the heart, is your solar plexus, your sacral, and your root chakra. Okay? Remain in alignment to your heart and clear, and do not use Merkaba or Merkaba if you are feeling uncentered, ungrounded, disconnected, or angry. It is a technique to use when you are feeling peaceful and aligned within yourself. At such times, great growth in consciousness is possible for you using Merkaba. The Oracle of the Chariot of Ascension is a gift of high-level spiritual training. Your wisdom in using what you have learned helps you make the most of this sacred gift. This oracle is as much about receiving the training as it is about knowing when to apply it and when to have restraint. The oracle of the chariot of ascension is also confirmation that you are growing spiritually and becoming ready for greater tasks and spiritual responsibilities. If you have been considering taking a step to engage in teaching or healing, in studying or practicing at higher level, whether spiritually or in your own chosen field or profession, you are encouraged to follow your heart and your destiny and be bold. Say yes to yourself. The chariot of ascension speaks of rising destinies and success or accomplishments. So, because that exact opposition between the sun and the moon, making it an opposition, it feels as though it's what, at the 36 minute 39, it's on and popping. Promise you. So, especially with Uranus and Gemini right now, there's not much for you to hold on to, and the perception of doing so. Let this be the last live you watch. I wouldn't suggest watching any more of my lives if you continue the life that you've been living that is not in alignment to your soul's purpose. Just keeping it real with you. Shit, that can be very dangerous to your psyche. Okay? You know, if you're gonna move forward, both feet. Move forward. If you feel as though you 1 foot in, 1 foot out, I'm gonna just let you know this is not the place for you. Come back, you know, when whatever that is that you gotta let go of, you let it go. Because a lot of people lack, I'm not gonna say a lot of people, we're gonna speak highly of the energy, but there are instances where people have no control over themselves. You know, so just be mindful of that. What's this on the way? Wow, it ever was around the way. Surrender, an opportunity to surrender. Yeah, knowledge that allows you to surrender. For some of you, this could be an Aquarius or a new network of people that you're connecting with. Surrender. Let me see. An opportunity to surrender. Explain. What's this? Whoa. An ending. So we might be activating that here for someone. 5353. Because whatever this is you're holding on to, all it's doing is blocking your abundance. Been juggling on what to do. Emotions are turbulent in the back there. It's 2 relationships, because it's 2 ships back there. Either 2 relationships of the past that you have to integrate the lesson in order to step into purpose, Jupiter and Capricorn, which will even connect to your spiritual wealth, which translates into physical wealth, massive physical wealth, material wealth. But your spirit has to be in alignment to it. In relation to Merkaba, wow. The keys of the mysteries. You have entered the dark chamber, the dark mysteries. Seeing the gifts of your shadow, which is what these lessons were beautifully designed and structured into your life, for you to go through it, not over it. Go through it to gain the strength to be able to, you know, withstand the mysteries that open up to you once you're given these keys, silver and golden key. unlocking both halves of the brain, becoming whole. This full moon is literally the gatekeeper. Full moons are about completions that come as a result of forgiveness. Forgive oneself when it comes to what? Forgive oneself when it comes to what? Your dreams. Is a dream or a desire you have right now that's based on trauma or proving a point. And that's not really your purpose. It's part of the purpose. It's the journey towards it. Just make sure whatever it is that you call a desire that you want to bring into fruition has nothing to do with anyone else. For real, for real. And for some of you here, it's forgiving yourself because you feel as though you didn't trust the signs that you were being given. Stop being so hard on yourself so you can move on. Because the way you're processing this in your mind is crystallizing a whole nother reality that, it's not beneficial to you. Something regarding the home. Feeling safe, nurtured. So for someone, it's a dream home that you want. But the intention of it, okay, this is getting deep because for some of you, it may not even be connected to some sort of, trauma. It's just truly wanting to, take care of others. But just make sure it's not detrimental to you, where you are doing more for others than you are for yourself. Pause and ask yourself, why do you want to do this? You know what? Okay. Why do you want to do this for? Let's say if this is having to do with your parents, you want to get them this home and this, that, or whatever. The message in this type of energy right now is to make sure you're not doing it from this space of because they never had it. Okay. Do it more so from the growth, the state of mind of not lacking anything, not being in the presence or the energy of, desiring to do something for others because they have been in lack of it. We get the point, why you want to do it, but make sure that's not the prime reason. So that means you would have to shift your awareness into a space of, oh, this has always been part of the journey for the family, for the tribe. To be in this type of energy was just a matter of, taking this step by step. because that would be connected to the vibes of accomplishments is equivalent to hard work and not truly working smart. Working from a space or doing certain things from survival into thriving. Now the shift is, get into a position of thriving more from thriving from the beginning, Obviously, we're speaking to one's higher dimension at this point for this type of language. But for this to show up here, yeah. More major arcanas. This is speaking to the macro. So this would be, beyond the higher self version of oneself. Adam version. Calling in higher dimensions to bring forth what actually is unraveled due to having the keys of the mysteries of life, with the desires card showing up here. So 1212 is certainly your number, but I do got to get going here. So we'll tune back in. All right. Make sure you're answering those questions because it will help you to clear up the energies for yourself. Yeah, past life, present power, the many spiritual faces of you. Anything that must collapse because it could no longer be built upon, those questions will help you to demolish and dissolve it. All right. It's in the community tab. It's also here in the chat, and I'll see you on the next live.